to change the plan last minute, which is fine because it's in the same direction. I had an OG that was supposed to be a podcast, but unfortunately had a last minute issue, family issue. But today's podcast, so we're gonna look back a little bit on how did NFT art become so big. We're gonna go back to more into the MagNFT history of things. Since I started the podcast, we never actually looked deeper into the history of MagNFT. The actual magazine. It was founded back in November of 2019. It was an idea that was that I thought of back in the days when I was on the Cent platform. So I'm also gonna be sharing covers, and we're gonna look back at the artists we covered over the years. Now, a lot of people in the sphere have been talking about OG status, and how nice we've been here, and how long it's been minting, and who did what first. And in a way, people don't realize, or those that are not aware of MagNFT, MagNFT in a way is a good biography. It's a good bibliography. That's the French word, bibliography of the of a little bit of the NFT art movement. Now, of course, I never featured everything in the magazine. There's a lot of things that were left out during those years and over the 2 years. But at the same time, what we did cover is factual fact. What is there is there. So, if we look back at the beginning of the covers, we can see who was minting then and still minting to this day. Now, I'm gonna go back a little bit on the history of myself, or of what how I came about in this space and who I am. Because a lot of people know Magmaster, and I remember probably a year ago, I used to always say who I was, where I was about, and where I was coming. But these days a lot of people just know Magmaster, but don't really know who I am, and why so many people do know me in the space. So I started in crypto actually in 2016. It is a very personal circumstances that helped me a lot. And when I got into crypto in 2016, I was a little bit like everybody else, more on the internet and learning and reading about it. In 2017, I started to do a lot of meetups. So I did here in the city of Montreal. I was fortunate enough that there was at least one good crypto meetup, and usually it was Bitcoin, a good Bitcoin meetup per month. So I started going to meetups, learning more about the technology, learning also more about crypto. Now, in summer of 2017 is when I first purchased my first crypto. I was fortunate enough that I was given crypto back in 2016 to get into into the community in a way. So, but in 2017 was the first time where I actually bought crypto myself. And the first crypto I ever bought was Ethereum. It was the first crypto. Now, why Ethereum and not Bitcoin at the time? See, I was a user. I was never a dev. And I remember going to a lot of these meetups, and I'd be sometimes at the beginning the only actual only user, that had no technical skill in dev, And I used to always ask these guys, okay, but what can I use Bitcoin for? Is there any platform? Is there anything I can utilize it for, a part of being a holding like gold, So and Bitcoin community, at that time used to either ask me, oh, well, Bitcoin is not meant for that, it's a store, a store of value, that's all, it was meant for, and blah blah blah. And when I discovered Ethereum, I discovered a platform, and at the time I remember which one it was called. It was called Syndicator. Now I'm gonna write it here in chat room, and I'm actually going to the website. Now, what was Syndicator at the time? So Syndicator was a platform where you could register, okay? And it was about market predictions and the crypto sphere at the beginning only, all right? So what you would do is that this platform would ask you questions like, example, do you believe XRP will hit 30 cents in the next 7 days? And you would answer yes or no. There's also would be sometimes statistical like option. Example, what is the growth rate do you believe of Bitcoin in the next 2 weeks? And then you have to give percentage. Here I got the website right here. Here we go. Now these guys syndicators are still around, and that's what's so impressive, right? So if you think about it, these guys are on the Ethereum blockchain forever. Now I stopped following it, of course, because I got out of the trading market. Okay, but that was the first platform I ever utilized with crypto. No, so no, really different than Augur and Brookhart. I utilize Augur a lot too. So I discovered Augur back in, I'd say, January of 2018, around that area. Anyways, we have multiple prediction markets like those, but here's the thing about Syndicator. Syndicator is only specifically to the actual financial market, where Augur you could find questions about who's going to be the next president and whatever. Augur was a little bit about a prediction market for any prediction market, right? And Augur, what that's an you can make a whole podcast on that platform. How it went from gathering so much traction and then losing everything in a way. But yeah, but back to Syndicator. So that's how I got in, and that was the first app I have. Well, an app actually, it was a website at the beginning, then it became an app. And they're still around, by the way. Now that you can actually I'm not too sure there, but you can buy, I think, performance guys, like guys that have a high ratio, of good prediction there. So, and then you can whatever buy, I think their prediction or whatever. So that's how I got. So this was back in I'd say around, like I said, September, maybe at the end of summer of 2017. About that at that time, then I knew enough about crypto and how to utilize crypto. So how to buy it, how to transfer funds, how to utilize multi-sig signatures, stuff like that. So and this we're getting into the bull run of 2017, which started around September to October and hit its pinnacle in December, right? So during that time, I was getting a lot of people coming to me and saying, "Hey, dude, do you want to explain to me, like a little bit like today, want to explain to me how Bitcoin works?" And of course, at that time, I did not have I didn't believe that I had all the answers, or I was the right guy to come to. But at one point I said, well, let me start some meetups, and I knew I could coordinate meetups with people that had the skills to answer some technical questions, and people that had maybe the quality of providing a good hosting event. And I think that's where my part was coming in. So I had hooked up with a guy named Pascal in Montreal and in French, so French meetups. We started organizing very well Bitcoin meetups in Montreal in the WeWork offices. WeWork is network offices across the world, so everybody knows about it. And I will show you also on YouTube one of them where you see me back in 2017. So when we started to do it, listen, these, I gotta say something is, now, of course, I participated in these meetups. I organized them. I helped them organize them. But I learned so much in that period of time. So, at that period of time, while Pascal was setting up and doing these, here we go. This is the one. Crypto in Montreal, c'est quoi? All right, sorry, guys. Now, at the very first 5 seconds, you'll see a guy with a blue shirt, ponytail with a French look, meaning he's got a little beard there. Well, that's me. So, so this is dating back 2017. So what we're doing was called Crypto in Montreal. It was a Bitcoin meetups, and we invited many people that would around that region. Even we had guys that from New York to Montreal to one of the Crypto in Montreal meetups. He was, of course, not French. So, but Montreal being a bilingual city, we were able to do most of the venue in French. and have some English, and then we would translate it for the French only speaking crowd that we had, which was not a lot, but still, being in Montreal and being a French, community, you also want to provide that translation naturally. So this was probably the most important time in my crypto, history, because once, oh, you lived in Montreal. It's like, yeah, that's it. It's a 6-hour drive to New York. Yeah, that's it. But still 6 hours. The guys took the time, to drive down here. I think they actually stayed overnight. This was a while back. I think they stayed overnight, and it was the guys from a project named Maiden token, made safe. Yes, made safe token. And it was the ticker was this made. Let me type it, made. Yeah, this was the ticker. I don't know if they're still around. But yeah, made. Wow, that was and these guys were. Oh, they were talking gibberish. I remember, man, because this was like I was just at the early stage, and this is the host I remember. So when these guys came and they were talking all super technical, this and this and this, and that one part that came around, and I said, okay, but on a more ground level, what would this procure your users, but yeah, it was pretty good. I think they have some in Bittrex at 38 cents a coin. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised because MadeSafe was a pretty big project. They seem to have a pretty solid team. Like I said, I never followed the project, so I don't even know what it was about yet. Again, I remember at that time, I remember when they did the meetup. I think made token was at under $2, so $1.68 or something like that at that period of time. So yeah. Then I discovered something that most of you guys will never hear about. And if you're an old crew, and I think Broke Hawk in this case and Broke Man, if you're on and you knew just a little bit about this network, I'd love you to join me. So at that specific time, you got to understand, guys, we got Bitcoin, we got Ethereum. Ethereum's not huge yet. Ethereum is new, okay? Ethereum is still out there, and there's other guys like right now we have like example the Flow blockchain and all these guys, right? But at that time there was another network that was really well expanded around the world, and it's called BitShare, okay, BTS. Now the BitShare network was, it's in a way I'm saddened. Every time I talk about BTS, I'm kind of saddened because I got close to that project. I got to know a lot of the guys from the BTS New York and BTS Montreal. They had like all these cells of people in all different parts of the world, okay, and it was an open source, of course, and BitShare was a same concept there, as Ethereum. Never got launched. To give you an idea, so, oh man, gotta find this project at the time. Was it Photo? All right, there you go. I got it. So at that time, guys, so how did I discover BTS Share? There was this. So I was in the market like everybody else at the time because there wasn't that many projects or any platform to utilize. So most of the people like us back in the November 2017 era, we were exchanging, trading, buying, and selling tokens and Bitcoin. And I was looking at that time for a bot. All right. I wanted to get into, to find out about a bot that I could, utilize, but that was user friendly enough for me to be able to utilize, right? So I'm not a techie, I'm not a dev, nothing like that. So I started asking around, and there was a few of them at those days. There was one called Crypto Hoppers, okay, which was a place where you could also utilize a bot. So you would purchase a bot, and that bot would do trading for you. But I wasn't too keen on crypto. I think it was crypto hippo or hippos or something like that. And so I had discovered a project called Neo. So I'm going to share this here. There we go. So this is back 2017. Again, so late 2017. We're probably around November, December 2017. Discover Neo, and at the time, Neo was utilizing the BitShare network, so BTS. So that's how I discovered Otoneo, loving BTS, and they were utilizing Otoneo was utilizing the BTS platform. It was built on it, and they're no longer on it now. If I'm correct, I think they're on Ethereum. I'm not sure. This is going way back. I never followed these guys after. But yeah, and as you can see, these projects are still around. So the what does they say? So we're building a proprietary community around algorithm trading, market making, market analysis, and decentralized cryptocurrency trading. Automate your crypto profitability with Neox apps. Yeah, so basically what that was is the same thing again. So you could there was all these parameters that you could set for your bot, and then your bot would execute accordingly to the parameters that you would have provided to them. It never really launched when at the time I was utilizing it there, but that's how it came about. So then we go through a bear run, right, guys? So when we come in, I think let's talk February 2018, March, I guess maybe even a little more than that. What crash starts around March 2018, I guess. So starting March 2018, things starts going sour. Now at that time, I had utilized many other platforms. At the time we had Telegram that was coming big. Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's my opinion, guys, on Telegram. And since it started, so when Telegram came out, everybody was on it. Crypto, listen, if you were in crypto, you had to have Telegram. There was no Discord at all. Discord was not around. Okay. So nobody was utilizing Discord. Everybody was on Telegram. And as time went by, when they did their ICO, and you could see the amount of money that was raising, and you could see that in return there was nothing being implemented money wise on the actual platform on Telegram. And after several months, nothing was changing on Telegram, no updates, nothing special. I knew it was Telegram was running away with a lot of money. So I never became a big fan of Telegram. There was also another platform. A lot of people, well, Alex, that's how I met Alex. Alex was utilizing oh shoot, man, I have these white memories sometimes. Alex, I don't think you're listening, but so it was another platform. It's another ecosystem. It's still big. It's a gaming ecosystem, and it's utilized on blockchain. Has its own coin. It's been around. Help me, Umi, help me, Jesus Christ. No, before no, not D-Light, bigger than that. Jesus, they were almost like Cent. So it was a social platform that you could and they still have their coin. Fuck, I would have to just go back in my stuff. Oh my god, I can't believe I have a. Hey man, I'm gonna give something away if I can. Alex, help me. So, anyways, we'll come back to it. No, it wasn't Telegram Petra. So I'm talking about it wasn't Dream, something like that. It's a platform where you like an example. It's a sort of almost like Cent. Yeah, social gaming platform. Omi, it was the big thing there for a while. Everybody was on it. It was like Cent. And then they had all kinds of other stuff. Shit. Steam. Thank you. There you go. Fuck man. Gotta think of a train. Yes, exactly. So yeah, it's about Nush. Holy smokes, man. It's Sunday. Yeah, Steam it. So there, you can see I never got into that one too, which is weird because I'll explain why I got into Cent. Yeah, this Steam train. Here's the problem with Steam. So at that time, I was with Pascal, my partner. He was doing a business analysis of Steam, and so Pascal was a little bit like a non-fungible, right? So he was doing like a deeper look into where the project was heading, and he was telling me how that Steam was like yes, guapo facile. It was Steam was utilizing the bigger wells and drowning the smaller players. And at one point, also there was a big question about it. I never got into the platform itself because it never really attracted to me. It never spoke to me. Once I discovered Ethereum, I never got into it. But it was big. Like everybody was on it. And here's what I do remember: Alex being one of our mods here, Aisha Tenga. Aisha Tenga was on. He was a teammate at that time, and I remember I had introduced him to Scent, so he could relate because of it. Okay, so now onwards. Now we come, during the summer is more of a quiet period because right now we're in a big bear market. Um, Everybody's not talking about, what project they're doing. We're talking about what project is going bankrupt, what project is falling apart. We're seeing tokens disappear, blah, 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 because we're in this, the big, drop or crash of crypto. We want to call it the crash of 2018. So pretty quiet. Come around September. Now, come around September 2018, I stumbled upon a little platform called Set. Now, at the beginning, I didn't register because I was like, okay, what's this, And when I was reading what was on Scent, it did not speak to me. Everything was technical. So at that time, Scent had no art. So Scent was focused and oriented towards devs. We had some really, and honestly, it's kind of, I wonder if those devs today are like, oh man, they took our platform away. Because you laughed, it was very well utilized for what they were doing at the time. So Max, Matthew, and especially I think more Max and the dev guys, they were utilizing Scent as a bounty, at that time, and it's still the same way. But at that time, we had a structure that was acts on two principal things. One being seeding. Seeding would reward the creator for the content, and the bounty would be the reward for any reply, that was worth the bounty. So I love that concept. I fell in love with the concept that you were providing both most essential, activity user, being the one that's writing or the one that's participating. You're providing these guys, shout out sent to Jesus. Okay, so it was for me it rather way captivating me, right? Because I'm going, holy shit. But the reason I never, and this is September, I'm not joining. I didn't join right away. Was I'm going, God, I don't have that type of content, so I can't monetize it. Now, here's what's so cool is that come around October and November, now there's there's these guys that start showing up, and these guys are no more around, unfortunately. Like, there's these guys named Remedude. There's these guys like Sneaker Dad, I think he was called. And they start posting more of a daily kind of, hey guys, this is what I'm up to. And it got traction because the devs are like, hey, cool, welcome on the platform. And you could see how welcoming they are. And it was starting to give a little bit more also color to Scent, because it wasn't, every post wasn't about, something technical or dev. So I joined Scent officially in November of 2018. So when I joined Scent, I go full blast. I just fell in love with everything. I connected with Matthew that early. I think I had my first Telegram call with Matthew in December of 2018. When I spoke to him how much I loved it. Loved it so much that at one point I kind of, I think you'll see a theme maybe here, there, meetups. And now I go to Matthew and I tell Matthew, I said, listen, I want to support you in any way I can. I want to support Scent, and I'd like to, make people discover Scent. And I said, for it, I'd like to create a Twitter account. So maybe I can, because at that time they had a Scent Twitter account also, but they were tweeting more of the technical side. And I said, can I create a Scent user account? Where I'll tweet stuff about users, about just that is not the post that maybe should get attention, but that are not getting the attention on the platform, because most of the people on the platform right now were devs. And Matthew was like, a great idea, yeah, Aisha, I was actually talking about how I met you. So I told Matthew, I said, well, listen, that's so cool. Can I maybe, help in maybe on the other aspect, being more of the social aspect of Scent? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, dude, and I want to go ahead. And the entire team was just amazing from the beginning. So I started a Twitter account called Sent User at the time, and I would, tweet about sent posts that that I just wanted, that people to get to know, and it grew. It grew like at that time. You got to understand in Twitter followers, it grew to almost four, I think, or 500 followers in less than like 3 months. And that for us, at that time there, I can tell you, I know numbers there. At that time, that was amazing. Like it was like, wow, 500 natural followers, and these followers were not tech and devs. And these followers do is go on Sent, you know. So a lot of them reached me out from DM. Now I remember at the time, Matthew will tell you, I was sending people to Matthew having a hard time to register, that were having issues and get on the actual platform. Now, at one point, Connie comes in. So yes, when Connie comes in, so there's actually there's three names we need to remember in NFT art and Sent. Okay, two names that are very, very like, how can I say, very well known today, and one less. Okay, now the first name everybody knows, Connie Digital. No doubt about it. Connie's the first one on there. Okay, that actually highlights our marketing strategy to his NFT projects and to his art. This guy, when he comes in, there's a difference with the other one I'm going to speak about. Okay, but you could see when Connie comes into on Sent, from the very first post, I knew this was not just of course, an artist, okay, but a multidisciplinary artist and a marketer. There was another guy though, and he doesn't get a lot of attention. And the reason why is that he's a low key and he's still around. And it's gonna go back a little bit to what I wanted was MagNFT. Um, of course, I'll bring back the third name after everybody knows I'm Skinny. But there's this guy also named Clay Cal, Clay Cal 303. Now, here's what's so special about Clay Cal is Clay Cal also like you know got more, how can I say, personal with the Sent team. We got Connie on there, pushing, innovating, and not just that, guys. He was the first one I can say that utilized Sent to its fullest in design to create content that looked good. Connie that's the guy. He's the precursor. Kleka was the artist that kind of since adopted in a way. Here's what I mean: is Kleka came at one point and had done a beautiful, beautiful NFT of his famous cartoons, and one of them was the Sent Seed cartoon, which had the Sent logo on his forehead and had as a hair, as an alfalfa hair, he had a little plant as a seed. And that got him a lot of attention with the team of Sent being at that time Matthew, and Mikey, Steve McKee, and all those crew. Okay, so and they went to him and said, "Hey, listen, what you did was just out of this world, beautiful. Can you make us pins?" And he made pins of them, right? And so he made these pins that the Sent crew still has. I know Easian also has. I think Connie has also. And a few of the old OG got to have, that got to have them. But ClayCal 303 is also on Super Rare. Now I'm gonna share his profile. Give me one moment. Super Rare. Clay Kyle is just absolutely an amazing artist. Like I stated, he's somebody that is just low key. That's his nature. Um, but man, is he worth checking out? So there we go. Oh, I see he's done a lot of stuff. There we go. So if you want to talk OG, but one that is not less, vocal OG is Clay Kyle. You can consider Clay Kyle as being an original gangster of the NFT art scene. There's just no question about it. All right, guys, I'm going. Give me just 1 second. MagNFT.com. All right, guys. Now I'm gonna be going live with a screen share. All right, give me 1 second. All right, guys, if you want to check it out, I just went live. So if you want to go on video, you can follow me. Of course, you don't have to. You can just follow me by voice. So we're going to go through the MagNFT, this latest issue. All right. Can everybody see it? Can everybody see it? Just let me know. Yes, we can see it. Great. And page are changing. You can see the page changing and everything. Okay, fantastic. All right, cool. So in this issue, of course, an original gangster, the OG himself. You know, what can we say about Skinny? You know, here's the thing, you know, like I was giving all these compliments about Connie and being one of the best marketer. Here's the thing, what I can tell about Skinny is, you know, was probably one that really reached out also to, well, both of them, you know, they have the same style. And it's, I guess, you know, to see the essential to have successes, they always engage with their community. You know, Skinny always engaged with his followers, and so did Connie, you know. So yeah, but the reason we did this is actually I'm gonna bring you guys to look at this beautiful magazine. My God! All right, so let's find the first. There it is. All right, here it is, guys. MagNFT first edition. So what happened? How did we get there? How did we get to this beautiful first edition right here? With the cover page of an artist known by the name of Demon Tiger. So this is how it happens. As these guys are getting on, so we got Clay Cal now, we got Skinny now, right? We got Connie now, and then we started getting more people. And then we got to know also that some people that were already existing members that did not get on sent for the NFT art were either, you know, designers or something, or had an NFT art background, like Mighty Moose, you know, like a spherical art. You know, so many people came and joined afterwards. But when this is growing, remember, you guys, I said that I had created a Synt Twitter account called Synt Users, right? And why is because my strength is always utilizing, you know, trying to always push something. It's hard to push something on your own name, you know. You always want to create a brand or create, you know, a name, you know, to help others. You know, I never was the one to, you know, self upon myself say, hey, this is me and I'm doing this. I like to make projects and incorporate within those, and within that project, a support structure that can help others, like Synt Users was. So I decided, I used to have a ring business. I used to sell championship rings to high school venues and some college venues up here in Canada. And I had made at one time a catalog of all the different molds of the rings we had. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. Why don't I utilize that platform that I, you know, knew how to use, which was how to create these magazines, and these really beautiful magazines, you know, as you can see, you know, had the flipping sound, had the touch, the feel, had everything. And I said, shit, why don't I utilize that platform and create a magazine that will feature these artists and their art? Now you got to understand, here I am, you know, who am I to start this magazine out of nowhere and feature an artist on my cover page, right? So at the beginning, I was like kind of so, you know, I didn't want to ask Connie, hey man, can I start a magazine and feature you on the cover page? You know, I just did not have the guts, you know. Connie probably would have said yes, you know, I'm sure. But at that time, I had a partner that was also had artistical talent, and I asked her, I said, listen, you know, you're not minting NFTs. What about I teach you how to mint NFTs? And in return, you know, you can make a cover page for my project. And, you know, at that time, Demon Tiger had agreed. So that's how the Demon Tiger cover page came about. Now, here's the names that we have featured in this first edition. So these guys were minting minimum back in November 2019, right? Yeah, 2019. That's it. So these guys are minting at least over 2 years ago now, right? So at that time we had yeah. Oh, hot mic. So who we had? There we have it. So we have Mighty Moose. So Mighty Moose, like I told you, was already a user on Sand. He was already, and then we got to discover that the guy was a designer himself. He was a computer designer. So, naturally, we featured Mighty Moose. Mighty Moose also is very special because he's the one behind the actual logo of MagNFT. That's right. So Mighty Moose had done previously a logo for me for Satoshi Initiatives. So that's how I knew he was already a designer. So I said, hey, dude, do you mind also doing a logo for the MagNFT? And he went, hell yeah. So if you look at the MagNFT logo that I will share right here on the smaller scale, but here it is. What is the MagNFT logo is you can see it, the background. Okay, so the background of the Mag is actually the Demon Tiger NFT, and the rest is all made by Mighty Moose himself. We also have Alex Shell. There's still a hot mic, guys. Check out our mics, hot mic. So we have Alex Shell. Who is Alex Shell? Well, Alex Shell was only the hottest artist, if I'm correct, on Known Origin. I think it was on KO. He was this hot artist. Listen, Alex has a huge part also in this ecosystem. Alex is not known here because Alex is nowhere to be found except on Twitter. But here's what Alex did. Alex has given, I think, out the most NFTs that I've known. Okay. I must hold just myself, I think, over 40 NFT art from Alex. I'm gonna try to find a hot mic there. BB Studios, your mic is hot. I'm muting you. All right. All right. It was BB. All right. So, and red, let's see. So Ruby also. Ruby. Got it. There you go. Okay, done. Yeah, so, I'm sorry, but your mic was hot there on my queue, right? So Mike, you're mute. So back to Alex, guys. So Alex was, what's so cool about Alex was, this is the same era as the Connies, as the Skinnies, as the Mighty Moose, as the Coldies, as the a lot of Marnies. Alex was giving away his NFTs, like basically gifting them away. All right. So this guy for me, has a huge role to do in NFT adoption. Every time he would see a tweet, somebody mentioned like, what is an NFT? You Alex saying, send me your ETH address, and sending him an NFT art. I know that he told me, and I think he still holds the record for the most wallets holders in NFT art. I don't know if he still holds it, but I know he held it at the beginning of the year, because I was speaking to him, I think back in January, early January here. He's the artist that has the most spread out art in the most wallets in the ecosystem. I highly suggest you check him out also. Alex Shell is both on Known Origin. He's on Maker's Place also, so make sure to check him out. Who else we got? Brandamico. Brandamico's, like, all these guys are still around, by the way. Alex is still around. Brad is still around. Bardy Jensen, like, of course. Now Coldy, we all know Coldy now, and of course a lot of money. We know also who is a lot of money. Yeah. So, and also I had written an article. I invite you to go and read it. It's right here. It's not very long. Hey, who remembers this NFT? I know Heisran and a few of you will remember this NFT. This was 100. So there was 100 of these made. Okay, this was minted in 2018, guys. All right, there was 100 edition made, and Ian Canton gave them away. He gave them away a little bit to everybody. And you laugh at that time. It was a very very popular NFT. Everybody, was saying, "Hey, give me one, give me one." I know Eason also has one there. And I stated, guys, I invite you to go check out MagNFT.com. Just click full view and you'll get what I get right here. You can view this for free. And I invite you to read our journey to history. So let's go back. Then we get issue 2 is actually right here. And this is the second edition. So this was also back in December. So this is December 15th of 2019. Okay, so here we go. Ian Canton, Love Art 8. Love Art 8 is still around. He's still on Rarible. He's still on Known Origin. I think he's also on Super Rare. Of course, Mastias, Mira, Giselle. Oh my God, Giselle. Giselle also. If you want to talk about female precursors, Giselle X, check out her work. It's absolutely amazing. She's it was an existing artist. She's been she's been in the NFT scene since it started. Of course, she's today well known, but I don't think to the level of the talent that that she deserves. Giselle. Spot Nerd, of course. Spot Nerd was Spot Nerd also. I gotta tell you, she was a sweetheart on Scent. She was a sweetheart favorite from a lot of people. I did not interact a lot because I was so busy at starting the mag at the time. But she came around and made everybody so she was so friendly. Mr. Dressman, you of course. WG meets the marble guy. Of course, now we know Spiral, unfortunately, and Max Osiris. Of course, we all know Max. Now, I went through the second edition pretty fast because we're coming to a close soon. I wanted to talk to you about this issue, the third issue I made. The reason why is if there's a reason MagNFT exists and pursued its existence, it's because of the third issue. So here I am doing the first issue, second issue. Everybody's loving it. I'm getting great support from everybody else. It's a medium that's gaining traction too, right, guys? Because there was nothing out there yet, that gave collector, NFT art collector, a medium that gathered only art, that only was acts on NFT art. And that's what MagNFT was all about at the beginning. At the first, second, and third issue, there was not even no project advertisement. It was all acts on art. And of course, like I told you, I started, the magazine for a reason. Was I wanted to give traction and visibility to talent. It was my goal. And of course, some talent don't need traction. You'll agree with me, you know what I mean? Some talent you just doesn't require any support. Well, that doesn't require support. Everybody needs support, but meaning like exactly, you don't need to give that extra hand. I wanted to always emphasize on the smaller guys. There's a story on set that one day I'll probably share again there, but most of was I had helped a rice farmer in Indonesia. Be fortunate enough to buy his little 8-year-old girl her first bike. Through providing good content on set, and that for me was why that's what makes me happy. I live for that. So come the third issue of MagNFT, and on Twitter, I had discovered this guy by his tweets, and he had made this Bitcoin girl by pencil. And I went, oh my God, man, that's so goddamn beautiful, And next thing I knew, I'm in contact with him and get to find out that he had minted, and that's the cover page, by the way, of the third edition, which is one right here. And he had minted this, I go, oh my God, did you sell any? And he's like, no, nothing. And I'm like, how, between you and me, my reaction was like, how the hell, It's not like the guy was asking $3,000. He had no price and there was no offers. And I'm like, okay, dude, listen, I'll make you a deal. I said, we're both little unknowns. I'll feature you. I'll take the risk, and we'll see where it goes. So and that issue, which is beautiful, is that he also sent me so much material. There's the step of how that big one came about. So from each step, from the white blank page canvas to all the details and pencil, and we have written an article about it. So, write the article, still no sell, but we didn't publish it yet. So come today, okay, let's do this, publish it. So we published, the third issue. Now, by that time, at the third issue, I had already kind of subscribers. There were people that had bought a badge that allowed them to get an NFT PDF version of magazines, and one of them was moderate. So I want to publish again. I sent out the NFT tokens with the PDF attached to the token. Within 48 hours, I wake up, I see my Twitter notification, and all I can see is, that Peter had written me. So Peter got this Ether Metaverse. The time was 300 Ether. It was the most money he had made. He was so grateful, but yeah, I'm grateful for him allowing me to, and I was so fun to get all the content he had given me. And I was grateful he deserved that all. And since then, doing that, he's not number one. He still draws these maybe share Twitter, find Twitter account. A lot of these just amazing followers. Arts like it's so we get a little of why was MagNFT created and how did NFT come about, and a little bit of who I am and why I create a magazine, and also a question of, like I said, documentation. Article, and if they want to take a look back to the system and look back, who won the money. And at that time, now of course, that's not saying. I'm saying that I kind of finish off on this as well. I'm getting a lot of people that are saying, I'm not going to mint, I'm not making, why chime in when you all know that they don't the bells that I need, blah, blah. Well, you know what? The third, all this issue, and this was the fifth issue of 2018, this is the fourth issue. All these guys, all these names that you see, the Cynthia Jones, Shells, the all the live first time I've done a project. You meet my moose is not something that's finally getting some traction, games, these guys at the time, people make money on not paying media ads. Yeah, obviously it was lower at the time, I think it was lower. But we're not, I think it goes on. I don't think it goes beyond. It goes to what is your intent. Let's come to intent. What is your intention behind what you're doing? Because as your intent is good, and you always keep that intention in mind. You even though you mistake sometimes, it happens. But at least let people know what is your intent. And all I can tell you is that if I do the first four issues and I take all the art lecture and I them over, it was probably not to make money. And remember, that's what we're in this space for. It's to create. And create will give wealth. And that's how you will acquire your wealth. Okay? So, I know a lot of you have enormously out against. Okay? And a lot of people are asking for help. Can you help me with this? Can you help with that? And I wish I could help everybody. And I know maybe students will go through this. A lot of us go through this. I wish we could help everybody. Believe in us when we say it. We do. And we understand that behind every message, no matter who you are, create will bring it out. Those two words go together. Okay, so keep creating. And I always remember somebody, and there's one person that was an inspiration in crypto for me. Also was Francis Pouliot, who was a BTC master, you know, but he was an entrepreneur before anything else, and he always said, "Yeah, you know, you're gonna stop walking because someone's coming in your the other direction and he's in your way." And I'm like, "Oh, and I'll swerve around them," or exactly, you know. You never stand still. Ask for help. When people say, "No, I don't have time," or even if you take it as a no, if you think it's a no, yeah, keep on driving and keep on, keep on pushing yourself, and that will be not a denial of who you are or your creation, but it be many other factors. You know, destiny is in your hand. And keep creating because you'll get the attraction. You'll get the attention eventually. You'll have somebody that will come around and say, "Holy smoke, what are you doing? And what is this?" And want to help you out and support you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. For me, it wasn't the most exciting one. Of course, I like to have guests for you guys. I like to host and not be hosted. Um, but yeah, I know at least at the same time, like I said, I had a guest unfortunately backed out. But gave you guys a little bit look back also of the magazine is how it came about and how it was. I do know that next week I do have something pretty exciting. I'm going to be sharing it with Sandy there later, probably tomorrow. I'm just finalizing a few things. So make sure to stay tuned next Sunday. I will have one exciting show. You'll see. Actually, I'll be making some publicity about it and marketing material. So it was entering the well context too. Yeah, guys. Here I got 8 minutes. Well, let's talk about Whale Shark. Well, Whale Shark came at MagNFT early on. Before there was Well token, before there's a Well server, before there's a Well that is engaging with the community, even before there's a Well on Sant. There's a Well with MagNFT. So Whale Shark came to me at the end of December 2019. And wanted to work with the magazine, collaborate. So Whale Shark came on early, starting, if I'm correct, I think it's issue 5. I think from issue 5 until issue 9. So Whale Shark is a collaborative curator and editor. So Whale Shark starting writing articles for for MagNFT and would curate 5 artists to be featured inside the magazine. And then of course went on his own, but well, always was on his own, but meaning then the collaboration, he then created the server and then created of course the Well token. But yeah, MagNFT has been fortunate enough to have a lot of the big names come by. I remember Pranksky writing to me on DM on Discord saying Pranksy, the one selling now for like selling crypto punks and NBA Top Shot and coming to me and saying, "Hey dude, how can I make it in this ecosystem?" You know, and look. And if you want a success story, Pranksy is one of them. Here's another one that proved that yeah, hard work, a lot of effort, and man, be a precursor in what you're doing. You know, if you want a good one, Token Smart. Now, here's the thing. I don't know who's listening. I know he's not listening. Did you guys know Jimmy made NFTs? Because I hold I think it's number 17 or 14. So Token Smart has its own NFT, guys. It's called the Token Smart token, I think it's called. I'm gonna share it with you guys because it's actually on in my wallet. If I can find it. Uh, Give me a second. But yeah, so Token Smart had made okay, it's not in my shoot. I need to go on my mobile. Anyways, I got the Magmaster badge. Yeah, BB Studio. That's the badge for MagNFT. But actually, so Token Smart had made these NFTs like when Token Smart is not even a server. Jimmy creates with Rizzle creates a Discord server, and they created these NFT, which is a Token Smart NFT, and I think there was 100 of them. I'm not sure how many there was. I'll have to find it. But yeah, fortunately, I don't have it like handy. But anyways, I'll share it eventually at the end of the stream. I'll find it there. No, so Ruby, it wasn't earn or bought. The Token Smart was given away. If I could be wrong. I know nobody's listening, so nobody can correct me. I think only Rizzle or actually Jimmy could correct me here. I think they gave them away. So for the first 100 server members to enter Token Smart, guys. So the first 100 members got a Token Smart NFT. So there's no doubt about it. If you hold that, now I'll show it to you, BB Studios. I don't think you have one because he came in a little later in the Token Smart team family. Not team. I'm not team either. There, meaning family, but well, they're the team in a way too. But yeah, I'm a noob. Yeah, I'll show it to you. It was pretty cool. So it was it's a pretty cool NFT, and it was actually minted by Jimmy. If I'm correct, it's created by Jimmy himself. The man himself, the man, the legend. An NFT I will never sell. Believe me. I'll treasure that. That is a treasure NFT for me for sure. That's why it's not even in the MagNFT wallet. It's in another wallet because it's a special NFT anyway. So, anyways, cheers. I love you all. Thanks for tuning again. Thanks, Omi. Thanks, bro. Hey, Omi, I really appreciate all the support and love you're giving MagNFT on Twitter, dude. Much love. Super appreciated. Thank you also for everybody that are purchasing the MagNFT physical edition. You guys, just to go show you. So, MagNFT, this is the website. You click this little thing called full screen. You'll get like an ebook view of our magazine, and you can view it for free. And right here, buy issue, you can buy the physical hard or soft copy of this magazine. And all I have to do is just click buy issue 23 physical copy. I'm wishing you all a fantastic Sunday. As I always say, guys, remember if you go downtown, your local downtown metropolitan area, there's always a good bunch of homeless people that need a lunch. So maybe once in a while, grab a brown paper bag, make a homemade sandwich with love, put some juice in there, a little juice box in there with some peanuts and yogurt, or even a little little cake, homemade cake, and put that in a little brown bag. And when you head downtown, when you see somebody in need, why don't give him that little brown bag, and you'll give him a lot of love and a lot of things at the same time. So, yeah, guys, cheers. I love you all. Like I stated, sorry that unfortunately did not have a host today, but I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope in a way it was intuitive and instructive, and you got to learn a bit more about the ecosystem. Ciao, love you all.